Then you said, what drives me, what motivates me, why am I doing this? Is it fear of success? No. I don't fear success. I know that with success comes challenge. Mark and I are having some of our biggest challenges in our business right now, but that's because of the scale and the size, and I accept that comes with it. So I don't fear success. I do fear failure. And I would certainly say, I would probably say maybe I'm driven 1/3 by the fear of failure. I don't think it's a bad thing to be driven by a fear of failure because it pushes you away from failure. What you just want to make sure, a lot of people do, is they fear failure, they get near failing, they suddenly motivate themselves, but as soon as they get slightly away from failure, they relax. And so the reason I know I'm not fully driven by fear of failure is I never relax. So even when I'm successful, I could just, if I had no fear, I would relax if the fear of failure was strong because I was successful. But I'm always, for me, I'm passionate about being an entrepreneur. I'm passionate about being a property investor. So I'd say there's the passion element, small amount of fear of failure. But for me, really, it is a drive, a hunger, a need, and a hole for making a difference and being recognized and being respected and doing something worthy and being noticed and being admired and being present and being part of the dialogue. And some of that, I've done podcasts on the therapy sessions I've had, which you probably know. Some of that comes from when I was young and I felt like I didn't maybe get noticed. And so I'm still looking for that. That's why when I've written 14 books, I'm writing 15. Number 15 is about to come out in a few months, called Opportunity. We're writing number 16 and I'm planning with my outsourcer number 17 and 18. In theory, you could finish your books when you've done 2 or 3. But for me, the void is never full. And I'm okay with that, because some people are like, oh, well, Rob, when does it ever end? And surely that's a soulless, endless pursuit for it to never be full. But is that not the meaning of life, to continue to grow? And that actually, for me, is the opposite. It's really exciting. Because if I thought, oh, this is my last book ever, and then you will be done at age 41, that would actually be really scary to me. Oh, Rob, this is your last property ever, because then you're done. Because financial freedom for me is not working for money. It's choosing what I do with my time. And that's really different, because I choose to do this, I choose to do public speaking gigs, I'm doing an event over there. So I actually, when I have got the financial freedom, it becomes choice. And I think that's what a lot of people are looking for, choice. But my choice was never do nothing, go on holiday. Now, if someone else wants to do that, cool, that's just not me, because like I said earlier, I'm an entrepreneur.
So you're not chasing money.
I am.
So is enough going to ever be enough in the sense of money then, do you think?
No, it'll never be enough money. But it'll never be enough books, and it'll never be enough podcasts, and it'll never be enough success, and it'll never be enough reach, and it'll never be enough community, and it'll never be enough downloads. But that's okay, because I'm okay with that. I'm not saying I'm not good enough. What I'm saying is, I feel like I've done some really good work for the community. I feel like I've done some really good work for the country. I feel like I've given a lot of money to charity, a lot of my time. I do a lot of one-to-one phone calls for free. I support a lot of people. I do a lot on, the videos and the content. You know that. Whenever you WhatsApp me, I'm straight back. So I feel good that I'm doing a lot, and I'm like, I'm sitting next to you feeling like I feel good what I've done in my life. But I also want to do a lot more. So paradoxically, I'm like, man, I've been in this 15 years. I'm just warming up. I'm only 41. Warren Buffett's 85. So I'm trying to balance the paradox. I feel much better about who I am now. It's taken a lot of therapy to work that out, and a lot of personal development, etc. So am I driven by money? Yes. Am I driven by growth? Yes. Am I driven by contribution? Yes. Am I driven by being recognized? Yes. Am I driven by doing good work? Yes. Am I driven by serving the community? Yes. Am I driven by becoming an even bigger influencer? Yes. Tick, 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 tick.
Does that mean do you ever actually have a day where you just wake up and think, I can't be asked today?
And then I go to Costa Coffee at 5:30 and it all changes.
And then another one comes at 11.
Exactly. So look,
because that's, I think, one of the things that quite a few people struggle with is just that need to, they just get up and they're like, oh, I can't bother to go live today. Oh, I can't bother to do social media. Oh, I'm going to deal with a load of shit from staff or admin or blah, blah, blah. Do you get that?
Not really. I mean, one day this year was actually just about a week ago. I had so many things it felt like I was getting shot at me that I had a public speaking gig, and I was like, today it would just be good if I could go and hide in my living room and put my vinyl on and listen to my hi-fi, and that's all I want to do. But I only get that once every 1 to 2 years. So yes is the answer, do I ever get it? But it's so infrequent. And it's not because I don't have challenges or problems. And I'll tell you why it is. One is my vision, my mission, and my desire is way bigger than my problems. Two, I'm very grateful for my life. So even when it's hard, I'm thinking, hey, look, I get to do this.
Yeah.
I've got some amazing cars, I've got some amazing properties, I've got some amazing people around me. I can't argue with my life, it's great. I've also got accountability. So if I'm talking directly into the progressive community here, I believe responsibility, ownership, and accountability are the three factors outside of specifics of property education which will make or break your success. So responsibility is, am I the opposite of a victim and the opposite of entitled, i.e. am I in my situation, my employment, my life, where I can make a difference.
Yep.
And I am responsible for my actions. Ownership is the next level. Good, bad, starting in property, viewings, offers, rejection of all finance, your relationships, you own it all.
Yep.
I.e., you master it, you own it. Accountability is how do I stop myself from not stepping up? And that might be mentors, the community, it might be a bit of competition, might be some internal fears, it might be how you grew up and what needs you didn't get met. And I have a lot of that. I mean, every time I go over the road there to speak at our training suite, like there's 75 in that room, there's often 200-300 in that room. I'm speaking in front of about 500 on Sunday. I'm flying up to Scotland. I'm getting paid to do that gig. So if I wake up in the morning and think like I can't be asked to get on the plane and go to Scotland, well, someone's paid me my speaking fee to go, so I'm going.
Yeah.
And I would say in 13 years, you couldn't even count on one hand, you just couldn't, how many times I've backed out of something. Now, have I felt like it sometimes? Yeah. But and might I have backed out if I had no accountability or no responsibility or no ownership? Yeah, I probably would have done because I used to. But now I can't. I've got too many people relying on me. I've got too many people in the team. I've got too much to lose, which, by the way, I like. Now, so many people are scared of that. They're looking for financial freedom, which means I'm not responsible to everyone. No one's my boss, blah, blah, blah. It might be perceived that I'm the owner of this company. But no, I've got loads of bosses. Kieran over there, he keeps me accountable to stuff. Catherine up there keeps me accountable to stuff. Harry keeps me accountable in the studio, came in and dragged me in. Mark keeps me accountable to these property deals. Now, I like that. And at first I was like, man, I just want it to be easy. I don't want it to be easy now. I want it to be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Makes sense. So how the hell do you manage all that in and around having your wife, Gemma, the 2 kids, home life, and actually prioritising that as well as the need to build your businesses?
I get you. So I wrote a book called Routine Equals Results.
Yeah.
And it documents a 3-month test I did of when you get up, when you go to bed, what you eat, when you eat it, when you train, what you train, like whether it's running or weights or whatever, when you do your meetings, when you do your income generating tasks, when you do your admin, when you do your travel, blah, blah, blah. And just for 3 months, I just went on this like epic test. I tested all the different coffees. I went to Nero, Costa, Starbucks. I even bought one of those, those Nespresso machines, which turned me into like the angry version of the Incredible Hulk, by the way. So I immediately got rid of that. And I just tested it all. And I stumbled through testing upon an ideal diary. Then I've got to work out what are my key life areas. So that might be health and fitness, family, and that includes wife, children, parents, because I'm very lucky that my parents are still here. Then maybe some of my hobbies, because when I started Progressive, I was actually quite a good martial artist, and I just never did it since. And I regret that. I shouldn't have been so obsessed about, because Progressive could have waited an hour, 4 days a week.
Yeah.
And then you've got your key result areas, which are, for me speaking, working with my trainers and training the trainers and the vision and the strategy for Progressive and taking us global. Then we've got income generating tasks. So for me, that might be public speaking gigs, it might be masterminding a launch, creating a new product or service, and then you've got everything else. So the Routine Equals Results talks you through all of that, and it makes the analogy, of the pebbles and the stones, the gravel. So what you do is you completely wipe your diary clear. You put your key life areas in first. then your key result areas in next, then your income generating tasks in next, and then everything else sort of fills the gaps in between. And so for me, 5:30 to 8:30, really hyper productive time for me. Meetings are good 9:30 to 11. 11 to 1 is the cost of coffee. We always do podcast interviews like this in the early afternoon. Late afternoon, you won't get the best of me. Early afternoon, because if I'm in here going, I haven't done this and I haven't done that and I haven't done this, I can't be present with you or the people on the live. So I have to be able to get my own stuff done first.
Yep.
But if I did this at 5 o'clock, I'd be at whatever, so that wouldn't work either. So that's how you manage everything. Yeah. And you leverage. Yeah. So outsourcers, VAs, I mean, in Progressive and the letting agency, there's 80, 85 staff. I mean, it moves. We've got loads of outsourcers. I've got a full-time VA and an agent and a PA, lots of people in the marketing department, who can help me. We use a lot of outsourcers even within what we do. Yeah. Kieran and I have been managing all the communities we run on Facebook, but now actually we've just brought someone into the team just to fully time admin all the groups. And so what you do as you grow, and then you get more responsibility and tasks come your way, you then just outsource as much as you can. And there's always a new level. And I'd say 3 or 4 times a year, I just tweak my diary routine just to make it a bit more effective and efficient. And okay, what have I taken on now that's built up a bit? And then how can I outsource that? For example, I've just had a chat with my PA this morning and now she's going to manage my emails. Yeah. I've never let anyone manage all my emails. Interesting. But I'm getting so many now. So I'm giving her my login. And we just had a chat this morning and she's going to, any that she can delete, she can delete. Any that she can forward on to someone else she's going to. And then all the others for now she's going to leave for me. Yeah. And then over time I'm going to teach her. And so, because
how to reply as you?
Because I get if you add Facebook messages, Instagram, WhatsApp, and my email, I get hundreds of messages a day. And so my next level is to get help actually managing that, because I've always taken a lot of pride that I reply to everyone and I'm very accessible, but I've had to make some new rules. So if someone WhatsApps me without my permission, I've given myself permission not to reply to them because I just can't handle it anymore. Because I get hundreds of messages a day. And so with my emails, I'm going to now do that. I mean, we do have a few different email addresses, but there is one core one that comes to me. And so you just tweak every few months and you go, okay, where's my overwhelm? Where's all my admin? Right, if I can get help with that, then I've got more time to do public speaking, to do podcasts like this, to write books, to do content on live.